2 years and 4 days ago, I made perhaps one of the most important videos in AQW history. AQW Mobile is a lie. If you've seen the full thing, I go over the 10 years of essentially AE promising us AQ2D, AQ Mobile, and for some reason kinda changed the name around a bit. Even today they've changed to AQW Infinity, which I refuse to call it because by changing the name enough, they can maybe help us forget that they promised this thing in 2012. Anyways, I go over a lot of points in this video, essentially about why I thought AQW Mobile was a complete lie and there was no plans to make any such game. And I wasn't just saying that to hate on AE or on AQW Mobile, because obviously I love this game, I've played it for like 10 years now. I said it because I genuinely believed it was the truth, and I really put a lot at stake. I bet my AQW account on this bet. I gave AE a full 2 years to release anything playable, even a tech demo. And I don't need to tell you how that turned out, because it's been 2 years and they haven't released anything yet. But the thing that was maybe even more important than the bet I made in this video was what AE's response was.
Guys, I'm recording right now. Everyone, please say hi.
Hello. Hi.
The reason we're gathered today.
AE made this video about 10 days after my video. AQW Mobile, but is it real? Essentially, it's poking fun at the idea that people could even fathom that they're faking this whole thing, and that it definitely is real. To be honest, I was surprised that they'd even make a response video to me. They never mentioned me directly, but the title pretty much refers to my title. And funnily enough, this video has more views now than mine does. Anyways, very predictably, there were a ton of comments on my channel, Discord, wherever, essentially saying, I'm gonna lose the bet, it's already over, they're definitely making it, and gameplay is real. Because before this, all they had shown us were literally 2 screenshots. In all the years of production, we'd only seen 2 screenshots from them. And here we finally saw a little bit of gameplay. But to show they were really serious about this thing, they made a website called AQ2D.com. On this website, every 2 weeks, they would release a blog about how much progress they'd made. And this was just an important way of keeping us in the loop and letting the players know something was actually happening and they weren't just stringing us along for no reason. And I have to say, this really surprised me. I didn't think they'd go through all this effort just to really push the point AQ Mobile is not a lie. And even to this day, they're continuing these blog posts about every 2 weeks. Sometimes they might miss a week or two, but it's alright. They're still mostly consistent. And to be 100% honest, I did get a bit worried at one point that maybe I really will lose my account, because it seemed like they were making real progress and showing us real pictures and new stuff they were adding. But it still wasn't enough for a lot of the play base, and it didn't help that they made comments like AQW Mobile will be released in 2020X, which of course could be up to 2029, which could be 6 years later now.
Adventure Quest Worlds Infinity!
The hit MMO is going cross-platform!
A big point of progress was when they released the AQ2D trailer. Of course, at this point they changed the name to AQ Infinity, and they even released a preview on Steam. You can't download it quite yet, but it's there, so that's something. And as per usual, when they did this sort of thing, of course I received the comments, you're losing the account, say goodbye to your account, yada yada blah blah. But was I phased? Even with all this progress, the blog post, this trailer, it coming on Steam, was I phased? No. Because it seemed every time they made any progress, it was almost trivial. Like, look at this, old, new. It seemed like they were almost trying to distract themselves from doing the real job at hand. And they themselves said it would really take long to transfer every single item.
I heard the team's in the process of converting every item in the game!
But the game has over 50,000 unique items, 120 classes, and thousands of maps and monsters. How's that even possible?
In short, it almost isn't. At least that's the way they're making out to seem. But AE definitely did one thing right with this trailer, and that was getting the hopes up of all the people in the AQW community. All the comments were mostly positive and talking about how hyped they were and how excited they were for this. Which is understandable, because this would be a huge improvement from AQW, and so many people would love to be able to play on their phones, and even for those who don't care about playing on their phone, playing at 60 FPS would just be a huge upgrade from what we have now. And not to mention, they also said, if you guys are old enough to remember the server rewrite, when they cancelled that and basically said we're not doing it, they said it's going to be in AQ2D. Anyone who is excited for that should also be excited for this. So how much progress have they actually made in 2 years? What is the final end product? Were they even close to finishing this bet? This is a video by 133 Spider and him basically doing some in-game combat in AQW. The class he's using here isn't a real class that you're going to be able to use, it's just used for the demo, and at the moment the animations look good, combat looks decent, and movement looks super fluid, and most shockingly of all, it's going at more than 3 FPS, because if this was regular AQW, no way you'd have this animation at anything more than 5 FPS. Overall, this is probably the coolest video I've seen in the whole 2 years of waiting, or technically 12 years, however much, wherever you start counting from. So after 2 years, do I still think it's a lie? The short answer is, kind of, and the long answer is, I still don't think, even in like several years, even in 5 years, we'll get every single item converted to the point where it's like, as good as they promised. However, I am kind of impressed that they've got a demo like ready to be playtested by now. Like I thought in 2 years they'd be even slower than they currently are, which is quite slow, so that's saying something. So for anyone who's already super excited, I would say don't get your hopes up. The most you're going to do is play it like the tech demo is going to be extremely broken and you'll have to wait several years, and by then you'll probably have kids and a family and you will pretty much look like the person in this meme. Although I'm glad I got to keep my account, I am sad that the progress has been this slow. Let me know in the comments when you think it's going to be fully released, playable for the public.